Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It's Thursday, July 3rd, 2025, and my name is Jennifer Cotton. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here. Whether it is your first time or you are coming back, thank you very much. Hello, first one here over on YouTube. Julie, good morning, Julie. Good to see you. Sue in cloudy Green Bay, Wisconsin. We've had 80s temps this week. Nice, Sue. Hopefully you like that. We're at 79 degrees right now at 9:03 a.m. in Midlothian, Texas. And it's going to be hot today, but I think we might have rain also. So I don't know. Like just a little bit of rain, not bad. Julie, oh, it's your anniversary. Happy anniversary, Julie. High 60s, low 90s, high 80s, low 90s. Woo! It's get hot everywhere. Happy July 4th, by the way, everybody who will be in the U.S. with the July 4th. Happy July 4th. And it's a holiday weekend, so I hope you guys have a great time on that. Hilda, good morning to you. Kimberly, good morning from a sunny and 80s Gravel Lake, Michigan. Love it. Everybody's got the 80s and 90s today. Karen, good morning. Good to see you. Lori liked and shared in sunny Minnesota. Thank you very much. And Mary Jo, good morning in New York. All right, from the Finger Lakes. Ooh, yes. If you see me on Facebook, give me a shout out because I'm not seeing that anyone's getting this feed on Facebook. Love that. Okay, so my name's Jennifer Cotton. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 23 years, since 2001, and this is my full-time business. So I offer lots of events that people can take all over the U.S. I offer these weekly free videos, retreats, cruises, and lots more. So welcome and thank you for being here. If you're new to stamping, welcome. Hopefully you will get inspired to get into this awesome hobby today. So make sure you stay tuned or come back for the stamping portion because I'm going to talk for a little bit before that. Okay, so first of all, a reminder. Hey, Cindy, good morning. And Margaret, good morning to you as well. What am I going to do? I'm going to put this thing up and remind you that I will add timestamps to the video. Where is it? It's not adding. There it goes. That was weird. I will add timestamps to the video down here in the description in YouTube later today. Y'all hear that paper rattling? And I will manually add those so you can skip around to the portion of the video that you like, the specials, the projects, whatever. And then tomorrow I'll add a link right over here in the corner that will take you straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com, where you can find all of my class information, events, clubs, links, registration links, I guess is the word, as well as info about projects from past videos and more. So make sure you go check out stamptherapist.com. If you're ever wondering what's going on, where are the pictures from last week's video, what are the Stampin' Up! Specials, what are Jennifer's ordering specials, that's where you go, stamptherapist.com. Okay, so finally, Kelly's on Facebook. Yay, good morning, Kelly. We got one person that found me on Facebook. It is, I'm going to look at my page just to see if it's showing up. Yeah. No, and I shared it too. But anyway, I don't know. Let me try it one more time. Share to feed. Yeah. Am I sharing it? I don't know where I'm sharing it, but let's just try it. Oh, let me do one more share here. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out this Facebook problem, and it has to do with the service I use for streaming to two places at one time. But anyway, let me put it over in my VIP group as well. Maybe a couple people will see it over there. But also, as you're watching, please feel free to share the video. And that works on both platforms. You can also comment, say hi, talk to each other. You can do this on replay and watching live. You can also give a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, all the stuff. So thank you very much. Okay, here comes Brittany. So Scott is in here cutting and sorting paper, and Brittany's new favorite place is on top of all the paper Scott just cut. And his table is right behind mine. It's that one that she gets on sometimes. And then just now, though, she said, oh, she's doing a video. Oh, that's good. She said, oh, she's doing a video. I got to go interrupt that as well. So, but she's so, are you kidding me? She's so sweet, though. Anyway, she's wild this morning. Oh, Lori, you didn't do anything wrong. I just have not had time to research your question. I'll write myself a note. So, yeah, I haven't had time to research that. Those tutorials are going to be several years old, and it's going to take me some time. So I apologize. And I just got busy and forgot to reply. And emails get buried so fast, unfortunately. So always feel free to email me, everybody, when I don't reply. V, good morning. Mary Jo, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Cindy, thanks for sharing. And good morning. Happy July 4th weekend. Cindy says. What else we got here? V, pleasant Southern California this morning. Julie says, hello, Brittany. And yes, Lori, no problem. Feel free to remind me, like I said. Okay, so that's hopefully some info about me. As y'all come on, say hi. And next up, we're going to talk about my events. So I offer lots of events that anyone can take in the entire United States. They're all offered to go. Some of them are also offered in person. They all include a PDF tutorial that anyone in the world can take. Of course, my team receives those for free, but anyone in the world is allowed to sign up for the tutorial, but only United States people can take the classes. And we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible unless otherwise stated. You'll probably need to own the featured bundle to complete your projects, and you will cut your own designer paper if that's included with the fee, because you'll usually get like half a pack or a full pack or whatever. And for that, we just don't cut it because it's very time consuming to pull it out all the pieces and cut it. But also, you may already have a pack cut up that you want to use first. Anyway, so that's about my classes. Now let's see what specific classes. So I actually have a lot coming up. So I got a lot of events to talk about today. First up is my 4 monthly classes that I do every single month without fail. They are card class, scrapbook class, stamp a stack class, and wall art class. They happen every single month. They are all clubs you can join. Card is an ordering club. And they are all, let me say that differently. They're all clubs you can join, and they're all offered individually as well if you don't want to join club. Okay, now if you join club, card is an ordering club. So you commit to a 6 months ordering $20 a month. Very super cheap class. And this month for card, we're using Inspiring Imperfections. Hopefully, because that one's, anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to have to borrow that from somebody. It's temporarily not orderable, and I didn't get it ordered in time before it went out. But anyway, and Coneflower Celebrations. So those are the two for card class. I will be talking more about that later this month, that class. I'm writing myself a note to borrow that if anybody, I don't think she's here yet watching this. Hey, Julie, thank you. I'm glad you found me over on Facebook. If y'all want on Facebook, especially give a like and a heart or something, because maybe Facebook will push it out to more people. Okay, so that is card class. Free with it and order. I do it every month. By the way, the dates of these classes, July 21st, July 19th in person, July 19th, that's a Saturday in DeSoto, Texas, all 4 of these. Or you can take it to go and it'll be mailed on the 21st. Okay. And links to these will be emailed out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Make sure you're on my email list. You can join it right now up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube, or you can go to my blog, stamptherapist.com, for these links. Okay, next up is my subscription clubs. Okay, so in my subscription clubs, this is where you click a link, you subscribe, you get billed every month, you can cancel anytime. In these subscription clubs, you're always going to receive at least $20. It's going to be more, but at least $20 in merchandise. Hey, Diane. a PDF written tutorial, a gift after 6 consecutive months of membership, occasional monthly gifts. You can also build your stamp collection by adding on the bundles at a discount as you go. And of course, like I said, you can cancel any time. You will cut your own designer paper in the club, but in these clubs, all 3 of these at this time, we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible, including the featured bundle dies. So it does save you time there. And it makes substituting different images easier. Okay, so register for these clubs by July 13th or register for the single class by July 13th. So the first club is scrapbook. That one is 2 12 by 12 pages. You get over $20 in merchandise. I design the pages. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. You stamp and assemble with your stamps unless you can attend in person. Register by July 13th. And this month we're using the Celebrate Together stamp set and celebratory SIPs designer paper and sticker sheet. Okay, so it's summer themed this month. So scrapbook, club, and class are greatly discounted this year only in 2025. It's only $30 for club members. Remember, you get over 20 in merch and the design and the PDF and all the stuff. We cut everything except your designer paper. $30 for club members or $32 for non. You can register for either one of those right now. If you need the links, let me know. And then next is the next 2 are the same pricing structure. They are the wall art and the Stamp A Stack class. I have not designed them yet. I do have this past month's wall art here. I can show you for an example. Anyway, so they are both $38 for club members, $40 for non-club members. You can register for either one right now. The deadline to register for all 3 of these is July 13th. And wall art is a 12 by 12 piece of art that you can frame. Like these samples on my wall back here. They make great decoration for your craft room, your home, and great gifts or anything else you want to use them for. And we are this month using the Perfectly Pears Bundle, which is actually the same bundle I'm using on my cards today. So you're going to get to see how gorgeous this bundle and the designer paper is. And I think it's going to make a gorgeous sampler, mainly due to that gorgeous designer paper. But anyway, Perfectly Pears Bundle wall art, register by July 13th for the class or the club. Okay, next up is Stamp A Stack class. That is 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each for $38 for club members, $40 for non. You get over 20 in merch. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible, PDF tutorial, all the stuff. Register by July 13th for that one. Okay, so these links are all out there. They're on my blog right now. They're in the, actually, I'm like, they should be in this video, but I don't think they are. I can put them here now. But I can add them if y'all want. So just let me know. And of course, if you're on my email list, you get these emailed directly to you. You can sign up for the email list right now. If the link is here in Facebook and here in YouTube. Okay, next class or next event to talk about is the virtual album retreat. Hold on, where's my graphic? I got my graphics out of order again. Way out of order, but anyway, virtual album retreat. This is through Stampin' Up. You can purchase it through me, but they will do the cutting and die cutting and everything for you. You're going to make 24 12 by 12 pages. The pages look amazing. There's a video I shared with you guys already where you can see every single page. Stampin' Up will do videos and walk us through these pages step by step. And on videos that are recorded that you can watch later on Facebook. You do need a Facebook account to watch them. They are double page layouts of January through December. So hopefully that makes sense. It's $250. I've broken down the value for you. I have a TikTok you can go watch where I show you everything in the kit. It works out to about a little over $10 a page, but honestly, it's less than that. That's just if you do the math, 250 divided by. But if you do the value of 2 stamp sets, the embellishment, the twine, the time cutting all that paper and bagging it individually and all that stuff, it's even less than that per page. So It's a great value. Of course, you get your credits when you order that. So $250 order is $25 in product credits on a future order, etc. So any questions, let me know. The live videos are on July 16th through 18th. I won't be able to watch them live. You don't have to. They will be recorded. So you can watch them live or not. Yay, Kelly says she has the Perfectly Pears suite. Yes, well, I hope you like the cards I'm going to make today, so we'll see. Diane, good morning in Minnesota. Linda, saving and watching later. Thank you, Linda, or watching now and saving. Thank you, Linda. Okay, next up is, let me go backwards in my graphics because I put that one at the end. Next up is my BOGO sale. So I just firmed up my helpers yesterday, so I can announce this. July 12th, that's a Saturday at 1 p.m. Central, is my BOGO. This is where I will be selling my used and retired merchandise and basically giving it away free. So mark your calendars, Saturday, July 12th at 1 p.m. Central. So you want to be free at that time, so you can watch the videos and have first dibs on my retired and used merchandise. How it works is, for example, if this was used and retired, sometimes they're not used, but whatever price it is, which my say the S word, stupid. My stupid printer, my computer wouldn't print this morning, but let me look at my graphic real quick here. Oh, that's not even the right one I'm trying to print anyway. Anyway, the Perfectly Pears Bundle, I don't know what price it is. I'm going to go higher than I think it is. Pretend it's $50, which I don't think so. If this was $50, you could buy it for $50, but what that means is you place a $50 order with me, and I give you this absolutely free. Free. You do pay shipping for this to go to your house, and you don't earn rewards on my BOGO. But you get $50 worth of merchandise free for a $50 order. So I think it works out. So mark your calendars. I'll be sending emails about that soon. Make sure you're on my email list. I've already posted in the BOGO group, and it's a Facebook group, and there's a link to it in this video right now. So make sure you join that Facebook group. More info coming on that. Hey, Carmen, good morning. Okay, so that's the BOGO online, July 12th, Saturday. Next up is my summer stamp camp with Genevieve. I got some samples here to show you. I only have my samples, not hers, but I've seen hers. They're super cute for the camp, and her card class is gorgeous. So first, let me show you this graphic. Summer Stamp Camp is 10 projects, a lot of product in your goodie bag of product that you get to receive with Summer Stamp Camp. And of course, PDF tutorial and a Facebook party that is happening on July 26th. You don't have to be present. You'll just want to check it out by Sunday or so to be entered into all our drawings. We do prize drawings, we do bonus video, and we just have a lot of fun over in the Facebook group. So here are my 5 projects out of the 10 using Sweet Blooms and Pretty Florals bundles. These are, of course, different samples. We've got a fun fold here, different than I've done in my past classes. And these are my 5, and then Genevieve has designed 5. You will need the dies for these. You'll need to do your own die cutting for the featured bundles, not for anything else. We'll cut that for you. All right, so that is the Stamp Camp 10 projects. So register by July 13th for this. Within that class, within that camp, I should say summer camp, we have 2 add-on classes that are optional. And actually, you can just take the add-on classes if you want, one or both, and not do the camp. Now you won't get the party, but anyway. So here is the sneak peek. Genevieve's using the Inspiring Imperfections bundle. Her cards are gorgeous. I've seen them, like the full pictures, obviously. And I'm just telling y'all want to take this class. They're gorgeous cards. You'll get a PDF tutorial to complete your projects with the class. The party is not part of the class. It's just an extra add-on that you can take as a perk with this camp. And again, if you only want to take her class, you can. If you only want to take my class, you can. If you only want to take the camp, you can. You can also get PDF tutorials for all 3 only. So all of that is in the registration link, which is on my blog right now. Go to the events tab. Okay, there's my class. I'm using the Cheers and Sips bundle, and I'm really proud of these samples. You are going to do a little with the aqua painter or water painter or a paintbrush, just watercoloring of of images on 3 of the cards, and then the other ones will use designer paper. So I'm just going to give you a quick sneak peek of it's 6 cards in each class, 6 cards. You cut your own designer paper, and you do need to own the bundles for these 6 cards. Again, I'm very proud of these cards. I like how they turned out. So you should register now for any of the ones you want. 1 class, 2 classes, the other class, the camp, all 3. You do get a bonus gift if you take all 3. And what's my other and? Oh, tutorials only are available in that link, and anyone in the world can take those. I want to show off real quick this thing to send y'all to Dollar Tree. Now, I know every Dollar Tree has different stuff, but look at this giant Tupperware container. It's actually for food, which I think is great. Cupcakes or I don't know what. It's plastic, but like I know a lot of stuff could go in it, just not baking. But anyway, so it was $1.25. This is the packaging. Comes with a lid. I left that sticker on there so y'all could see it because this is amazing. It's not quite as wide and long, just slightly less than my normal containers I use for my class projects. And so it won't fit a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper in it down flat, which is another thing I use those other ones for. But for $1.25, you could travel with almost everything you need for a class, which these are the supplies for today's cards in this container for $1.25, including the lid. So that's my little customer service, or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm just being nice and sharing this with y'all. $1.25. Okay, there you go. And that's where I have my samples for the camp. Okay, so sign up for Stamp Camp. Sign up by July 13th. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna love it. Okay, next up is Retreat in a Box with April McCrite and Jennifer Cotton. That's me and April. Our in-person retreat for August is full, but you can register to take it to go. The links have been sent out. We haven't designed our stuff yet, so no sneak peeks yet. It's on my list to do. Hopefully this week, hopefully Sunday, because today and tomorrow are dedicated to prepping for my team meeting, which is Saturday morning. Anyway, but we are using the Charming Day bundle and the With You in Mind stamp set for our 10 or more make and takes. You're also going to get a bag. You're going to get gifts. And of course, PDF tutorial and all the stuff. You will need the dies for Charming Day to complete your projects. Charming Day is one of the new bundles that just came out in our new online exclusives. And that is the document I was trying to print not all morning, but right before this video started, and my computer won't connect to my printer. And so I need to restart something, but I didn't have time to do it. So I can't show you the printout, but Charming Day bundle. It's gorgeous. That's what we're using, along with the With You in Mind stamp set. Okay, then April and I, just like the Stamp Camp, we have optional add-on classes you can take with or without the camp, with or without the retreat. April's is going to be, I'm looking for my notes. They're both 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. April's is going to be with the beautiful gallery suite, and mine will be Christmas cards with the Jar of Joy bundle. I mean stamp set, but you will need the punch. It's the jar punch. This one right here. The jar punch and the Jar of Joy stamp set. So anyway, all the info is in the registration link. Click it. You don't have to register just because you click the link. You can read all about it there. Craft class. Yes, Dana. Ooh, I'm going to write that down. Let's get one. Craft class storage tip of the day. That's what it was, Dana. I should make a post about that, right? It's a good social media post. Thank you, Dana. I'm going to put you on the screen. Consumer tip, Lori. Yes, that's a great one as well. Consumer tip. Here's your consumer minute. Although I did hear recently, I have no clue if this is true or when it's happening, that Dollar Tree is now not $125, but $150 to $175. But I don't know if that's true. Anybody else hear that? Tyra, good morning. Thanks for liking and sharing. Sue, good morning. No problem being late. Did I miss anybody? No. Okay. Okay, so that's the retreat in a box. You can register for it right now. And the deadline is July 27th. Kits will be ready by August 15th on that one. Okay, today I am making 3 cards and showing you a 4th one with the Perfectly Pears Bundle. And guess what? It's also a class you can order. So I did this, I think, last week, so fast. And it went over really well. Thank you guys for signing up for the class. So I'm going to just offer this again as a class that you can purchase or earn free with an order. So you'll see all 4 cards today. Oh, I forgot to show you all this sample from last time. Sampler. Anyway, I'm going to make all 4 cards. It's a class. You can buy the class that includes 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each, and over $20 in merchandise. And if you want to do that, you have to register by this Sunday, July 6th. So 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 4 days to register. Or if you want to earn it free with an order, you'll get to make 1 of each card. I will just supply what you need for 1 of each card. So on the first one, you'll cut your own designer paper. On the second one, I'll cut it because you're just getting a little scrap. Not a scrap, but you know what I mean. Anyway, free with a $35 online order, July 3rd through 9th. That's today through the 9th. And those are the only dates, no exceptions. You'll supply your own gems for that one, but you will earn your 10% rewards and you'll get the free class mailed to you. You'll need the bundle for either one, and the kits will be ready or mailed by July 18th. Both include a PDF tutorial. So that is what's happening today, and that's what's being offered today. I heard Dollar Tree prices were going up too soon. They will need to change their name. Exactly. I heard a joke about that, but I forgot what they, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click that. I forgot what amount they called it instead of $1. It was funny, but yeah, they are going to have to change their name. Okay, so that was that. Last but not least, the crafting cruise. Don't forget to sign up for the crafting cruise, January 25th, 2026, out of Galveston, Texas, on Harmony of the Seas. Like 7 nights of crafting with me and April and lots of other cool crafters. 4 classes are included, 2 stamping demonstrations, gifts every day, tons of fun, prizes, like all kinds of stuff, games. We offer optional bingo and all the stuff, and only the crafter has to pay for that portion. They can bring anybody else, as many people as you want that they're not required to do the crafting portion. So bring your family, bring your children, your spouses, your BFFs, your whoever it might be, whatever relatives you hang out with. It might be a niece, a nephew, an aunt, an uncle. I don't know. And they might not all be into crafting. They don't have to, but they'll get our group rate, which is awesome also. Here's some pictures from a couple of years ago. Gifts every day, prizes, t-shirts, cool people, dinners together. You get to know your dinner mates really well if you choose to have dinner with the group, because you don't have to. You can opt out of that. It's really your cruise. We do it all self-paced, other than our stamping demonstrations this year, but we will video those. Hey, Kwana, you, I'm laughing at $1.50 store. You get to do your own cruise how you want. Go to the pool when you want, sleep in, all the stuff. Okay, so lots of fun to be had, swapping, all kinds of things, your own half a crop table, separate class tables, etc. Okay, so that is the events. Whew. Next up is specials and other things I'm offering. So, let me write myself a note. I'm just putting a whole to-do list on here. I need to email my paper pumpkin gurus. So if you're a paper pumpkin subscriber through me, you're going to get an email soon, hopefully today, knock on wood, with bonus project ideas. So that's a side note. Okay, so first of all, make sure you guys are on my email newsletter so you can get the email tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. with my recipe cards for today's 3 cards. So the 3 cards I'm making on today's video, I have made recipe cards for them with the measurements and the supply list. They're printable, or you can just view them online. And those are only emailed out now. So anyone on my email list receives those at 9 a.m. the next day after the video. I can't resend them. I can't, none of that stuff. That's the one time they get sent out. So make sure you're on my email newsletter. And then next up is the paper pumpkin. So if you are a paper pumpkin subscriber through me, you will get a PDF tutorial sent to you every month with at least 8. It's not a guaranteed number in case anyone drops out of the group. But anyway, currently at least 8 additional bonus ideas to use, alternate ideas with your paper pumpkin kit. So here's an example from last month. The one for this month is ready, and I just need to swap out this graphic and email that out to my subscribers. What Paper Pumpkin is our monthly craft box in a mail. So if you are watching this video and you're new to crafting, it's a great way to get started because it's all-inclusive box. It's like a whatever kind of box you want to call it, the ones with food samples, the ones with makeup samples, pets, all the stuff. It's a craft box. It has always a stamp set and ink. You'll get a clear block in your very first one ever, so you'll be able to mount those stamps, and then whatever is needed to make the projects. This month, for July, you need to register by July 10th for Paper Pumpkin. The link is in my video right now in the description, and I do have a flyer for it, but I just have to find it in my flyer of 500 flyers. Here it is. July is called Sweeter Than You, and you're going to craft sweet handmade cards featuring sun-kissed strawberries and breezy gingham. 8 cards, 2 designs, 4 of each. So there is the little sneak peek from July. You can also purchase these dies right here if you're a subscriber only. So there you go. And I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's not backwards. So you can subscribe in that link, like I said, and it's like $27 a month. The value is way more than $27. It's awesome. Okay. Hey, Pat, good morning to you. Cindy, good morning. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Good to see everybody here this morning. Love the graphic for Perfectly Pears. Thank you, Kelly. Lori says that's what I heard also about Dollar Tree. Yes. Okay, so what else do we have? Don't forget, every time you order, you're getting rewards for your orders. So any orders over $20, I should say over 20, you get 10% back to spend on future orders. No limit. Save them up. Spend them every time you order. Whatever you want to do. They expire in like a year, and it uses the oldest ones first, and it tells you how many you have and how many are about to expire when you're shopping. So it's a very simple program. You just have to opt into it when you shop, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so don't forget when you're shopping online to check out our last chance list. There's always stuff in there, and every 2 months we add things to that and possibly increase the discounted amounts. Okay, I think that's it. Let me check. Yep, that was my last slide. Okay. Of course, there's always the special, air quotes, of joining my team. It's always a good time to join my team and get all these Stampin' Up perks of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Where's my camera? Hold, please. My camera disappeared. Oh my gosh. I went to so much trouble to get this camera working this morning. Okay, so I'm going to have to switch the camera a different way to go down to my hands. That's fine. It'll just take it 1 second longer. And yeah, I think I'm ready to point the camera down. So I'm going to switch cameras, and hopefully it will work. Can y'all still hear me? It didn't switch. Oh, allow, yes. Yeah, it's okay that I X that. Okay. And of course my camera got bumped. I think when the cat ran by earlier, she bumped it. This is the wall art class from last month, which I forgot to show y'all earlier when I was talking about wall art class. This month we're using Perfectly Pears, but this is the one from last month with the gallery blooms. So just to give you an idea of wall art. Other than that, I don't actually have any show and tell this month. So let me... trying to give y'all an extra early sneak peek. I was trying to print this morning, and I couldn't get my printer to connect to my computer And so whatever. My flyer for the new online exclusives, but you can access that right now on my blog, stamptherapist.com. You can go to there and scroll down a little bit and you'll see where I have like, it says something like more, I can't think of the word, something for you, resources for you maybe. And it's a list of links to all of the flyers for all of the online exclusives. These are products that are only found in the online store, not in a printed catalog. And I was going to print the ones like this that are there on the store that for the new ones. And so it looks like a catalog page. You can go to my website and print it, my blog. I'll also be emailing it out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central, a link to the new one. This is the last one. But anyway, this is what they look like. And so just know that you can go there and see that and print it out. I'm going to attempt to view mine on my computer right now. I don't have it set up as a graphic. So, what is it called? Online. Okay. So I'm just going to look up the prices for y'all real quick. Of course, I could just go to the online store as well, but okay, so this is the Perfectly Pears Suite Collection. The suite is $73.75. The bundle by itself is $42.25. These are current products you can get right now. The Perfectly Pears designer paper, which is part of the suite, is, of course, $12.50. It's 12 by 12 paper. And then also in this suite is the, I'm going to put the ribbon over there. The low profile sparkle dots, which have Darling Duckling, Mossy Meadow, and Secret Sea colors. Duckling, Mossy, and Secret Sea. And then the Mossy Meadow and gold 1/4 inch trim. So this is a gold sparkly ribbon. It's a 1/4 inch wide. It's very thin in a good way, not like sheer or see-through, but just a nice thin ribbon, meaning it makes a bow really easy and all this stuff. But that gold, it's just got gold threads going all through it randomly, so it's just full of gold sparkle. That is a whole suite of products. The ribbon is $9.50. The dots are $9.50. And again, the bundle is $42.25. Okay, so, and this is one I did not show previously. I may have shown the paper. I don't remember. When I showed my new stuff from the online exclusives. So, if you take the class that I'm offering today with these cards, if you sign up for the class, you are going to get a half a pack of designer paper, a full sparkle dots, and a half a roll of ribbon. And you'll make 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. Or you can just get the cards, the 4 card packet free with an online order of $35. That's what this info is saying right here. $35 through next Thursday, July 9th, I believe. So that is, let me grab my slide here. That is how you can get today's class free, and this is the product it's using. July 3rd through 9th for the free class. Sign up by Sunday for the paid class. Okay, there we go. Yes, Dana, I agree. Beautiful ribbon. Hey, Dee, good morning. Dee, I was just talking about the cruise next year. Can't remember if you signed up. FYI, what is the brand lotion you used before stamping? Kelly, it probably doesn't transfer because I have extremely dry hands. I don't know if that's because of this lotion. This was a gift from Lori Wyatt at a retreat one time. So here it is. I don't know where she got it. It looks fancy. Lori gave it to me. And, but I have such dry hands. That's probably why there's no transfer. Like it all got soaked up. Hey, Kelly, good morning. No problem. Okay, so let's look at the bundle real quick. Perfectly Pears. It is photopolymer. The images on the front are a little bit smaller than the actual images. And it has a large pear image. This is the distinctive style from Stampin' Up. Distinctive is where it looks realistically painted in with like light and dark colors just from one stamping. So we have the distinctive filler and then just a skinny outline of the pear. Now you could use that outline to stamp and just watercolor it in yourself if you're good at painting. But it's just the bare bones outline of the pear. And anyway, then the filler. That large pear is about 2 inches tall. And then there is a smaller image of 2 pears that the large one does not have a stem attached. The smaller 2 are attached to a tree branch. So there's a stick coming out of them with a couple of leaves, and there's a tiny little branch there. Those small ones, in total, the image is about 2 inches tall by 1.5 wide. And then there's a filler, of course, for that one to fill in the distinctive pear image. So there's 0 coloring required when you do that. Then there is a stem with 2 leaves, one on each side for the large pear that's separate. And again, it has the outline image and the filler. By the way, when you fill in the pears, the 2 small ones, there is no stamped image to color the leaves and stem. So you have to hand color those or sponge or whatever, but they're not colored in. Then there is an outline of 3 flowers image that I don't know what kind of flowers they are. Maybe peach trees or a pear. Maybe a pear tree has flowers growing on it. I don't know. Anyways, 3 5-petal flowers, just the outline, and it's like one image. They're all kind of touching each other and overlapping a little. And then there's this 3 image of dots that are centers to these flowers. They're kind of messy, splattery dots for the centers of the flowers. So stamp that, then stamp these. There's a very small splatter image in this set. And then the words. We have congratulations, hello, and thank you are all in a fancy cursive font. And we have a good friend is a gift. Good friend is the fancy cursive. And everything else is all caps, kind of a fancy all caps. And then we have friend in all caps. Okay, so that is the stamp set. The dies, of course, you can die cut out every stamped image. So the single pair, the double pairs, the stem and leaves for the big one, and these 3 flowers. So you got dies for all that. There's 2 very small label dies for these words. So they're both about 3/8 of an inch tall. And then we have a 2-inch wide one and a 7/8 inch wide one. Okay, so labels, they're just like rectangles. There's no stitching or piercing or anything. And they're curved a little bit on the corners. Okay, then we have a standalone, really nice stem, like a branch with leaves on it. Very detailed standalone die. There is a standalone like background hash marquee with, just lines die to make a background. I did use that on one or two cards today. And then there's a die that cuts out about 5 connected, very tiny 1/2-inch flowers. And then there's a separate die that cuts out 5 single of the same kind of flower, but they're singles. They're not connected to each other. And they're about 1/2 inch with a hole in the middle. 5-petal flowers. Okay, that's the dies. 10 dies. All right. We got the low profile sparkle dots, duckling, mossy meadow, and sea. That low profile means they're nice and flat, so they don't add bulk to your project. They have like glitter on the inside. If you see them in person and you move them around, that's where the sparkle is. And they're kind of like, it's like clear that's colored yellow that has sparkle glitter inside. So, or yellow or green or secret sea. And there are two sizes. You get a ton of these, and there's two sizes, a small one and a large one. I showed you the ribbon already, the mossy meadow and gold. And then here's the designer paper. I can't remember if I showed this on that first video, so I'll just show it right now. It's 12 by 12. I've obviously used mine. This one on this side, it is a white background with large pears, the double pears, the stem and leaves, and the 3 groupings of flowers all over it, not touching each other. You can die cut them all out. The only thing you can't die cut out on this one is these small yellow flowers that are filling in the blank spots. So this is where I have die cut some images out, and I'm going to do more today on the video. The back is this side, which is a nice old olive background with very solid, dark, mossy meadow leaves. Like is a silhouette the right word? It's just, there's no detail. They're just solid leaves and branches. Okay. Then I'm looking at the colors here. We have basic beige, darling duckling, mossy meadow, old olive, petal pink, and secret sea. Okay, this piece here, this is one side. It's a mossy meadow with a nice, just a pattern, just a very small print pattern all over, very evenly. It's just a design. I can't think of the right word. Then the back of that is this piece here, which is the basic beige background with smaller pears growing all over it. And by the way, the first ones, the pears are green and yellow. These pears are yellow and orange, yellow and Cajun Craze. I don't know, because they don't list a color like this in the set. I mean, they list petal pink. That's it. So whatever. But anyway, but this one, you can't die cut them out because they're all leaves are overlapping, peaches and all the stuff. So it's better as a background. And then there's some little small yellow and white flowers in there too. And of course, leaves. The back of that one is, no, did I show the back? Oh, I showed that already. Okay, the next one is, this back side is a darling duckling with petal pink lines. It's like a grid, but like I drew the grid without a ruler. So 1/4 inch between, but they're not straight. It's very cute background. But the back, boom, this is my favorite pattern, I think, from this whole paper. It's almost a black background, but I think it's Secret Sea. And it is got green with a little bit of the red pears all over it. There's some sliced open pears. It's just a huge background. And then there's all these florals and greenery in yellows, pinks, and whites, basically. And then some of the leaves, though, are not green. Some of them are Secret Sea. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. What do y'all think? It's my favorite one. Okay, we got one of those sheets that is 12 by 12, but it has like a border around it. It creates a frame where everything's growing in, and the middle is just solid white. So it's like for a single photo scrapbook page. But the border is beautiful. It's a white background, and then it's just got green pears in different sizes, not as big as the biggest one. Green, and then some green and orange, and then green leaves, yellow flowers, pink flowers, blue leaves. Beautiful. Okay, the back of that one is this petal pink background with a very dark petal pink or like flirty flamingo type pattern on top. Then we got a white background with just, I don't know what kind of flowers or plants these are, kind of wildflower looking, but there's space between every one. I guess you could cut these out, but they're very tiny, delicate, with tons of stems and leaves on the end of each one. Green stems with yellow flowers on them, some kind of wildflower. The back of this one is my second favorite pattern in this paper. This one here, it is like dark darling duckling background. So just like that yellow from the 70s, but like a really pretty version of mustardy yellow. And then groupings of florals with greenery with pears, green pears, green with a little bit of yellow and maybe the tiniest bit of pink. So just these groupings that I guess you could hand cut out. There's different amounts in each ones, and I don't know, it's really beautiful. Just something very appealing about that one to me. And then I would say this is my third favorite because it's just a secret C with the same grid on it as the other one, but in like green or yellow, depending on how you look at it. And last but not least, the back of that one is a petal pink background with a bunch of greenery, flowers, and pears all over. Mainly green pears. Some have a little bit of red, yellow flowers, white flowers, blue leaves, green leaves. Beautiful. Okay, that's the paper. Painterly Pears is what it's called, and I think it's gorgeous. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Nobody's saying if they like it. I just think, even though it's pears, like I could take or leave. I don't even like to eat pears, really. They're not that good to me. I'm just like whatever. But for art, it's beautiful. Okay, so let's get on to card number 1. Remember, this is part of a class. Card number 1. You will need to own the dies for this, but I pre-die cut a lot of stuff for myself. Where are the dies? Oh, I showed them to you already, but you'll need your own set of dies for this class. Anything that's cut with those dies, you'll cut it yourself. And if you get the big class, you'll cut your own designer paper. But to save time on the video, I have cut all that for you. So, or for me, not for you. I know. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Kelly. I'm glad y'all like it. Hey, Corinne, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Carol, good morning. Love the pink hearts. Dana says beautiful ribbon. Yes. What is the brand? Oh, yeah. I got that, Kelly, right? Okay, awesome. Glad y'all like it. Okay, so this card base is 5.5 by 8.5 Secret C. It is a half sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I'm going to fold it in half with my bone folder. So I align the 2 corners on the table, rest it against my thumb, and then try to do all the creasing with my bone folder so that it doesn't get too many wrinkles on the inside. The darker the paper, the more wrinkles it gets, but that's still less than if you use your finger. And if you really don't like that, you can score it with our paper trimmer. This card's going to be up and down portrait, and that card base will fit. So it's very easy. You take your 8.5 by 11 and cut it in half one way or the other. Once you fold it, it fits into the invitation size envelope, which is Stampin' Up's medium envelope. We have them in white and clear. Clear is my favorite, but we have them in white, of course, also, which you can stamp and all the stuff. Again, this card will be up and down portrait. Next up is the next pieces. So first is the designer paper. This is that last pattern I showed you, I believe, that has a secret C grid on the background and petal pink background with mainly green pears and flowers, all kinds of flowers on the front. That is going to be your next layer. Measurements for these will be emailed out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. Yeah, and the recipe card. Sorry, what's the last part? Okay, the next layer is Mossy Meadow. This is larger than you'll need. This is what size it'll be for you, but it's going to get torn down a little bit. But it is a strip that's 5 1/4 inches tall to go straight down the center of this card. And then the next layer that goes on top of that is this piece. This will be embossed and cut for you. It is our 2-tone cardstock. We sell 2-tone now in every color, and it comes in 12 by 12. So, of course, you can use it for scrapbooking, which I have been doing 100% for my scrapbooking classes because now I can have all colored backgrounds. I had white scrapbook pages for years and years. Now I can do all the colors and not have to buy these assortments and get only 2 of each sheet. Anyway, but you can use it in card making too, and there's lots of techniques you can do with the 2-tone. So this one will be embossed with the this one, eyelet embossing folder in our big catalog. It's a nice thick 3D embossing folder, eyelet embossing folder. It's just a regular size one. Okay, then you will die cut from a scrap just like this, the branch image that has 7 leaves on it. It is 3.5 inches tall and just like 1.5 inches wide. See, that can kind of tell you how big the leaves are, and let me see how focused I can get this. Can you see all the details in the leaves? I feel like this paper is too dark to see it. I think I'm doing another one in green on the next card. Maybe you can see it better. But there's a lot of lines cut into the details of the leaves. Okay, so you're going to cut that yourself. Then you're not going to get, hopefully you won't get my hair for free in there. We will die cut this white circle for you from the largest circle in Stylish Shapes dies. A must-have of dies, Stylish Shapes. And then, yes, Tyra, I agree about the colors. You're going to die cut. We're probably going to give you a nice big scrap to die cut the 5 small flowers from Petal Pink, but you'll just need 2 for this card. And then you'll die cut the long label from this card. It is a tiny bit of a beveled edge, actually. I said it was nothing, but I feel like my camera's not focusing good today, but it is a little bit of a beveled edge. That's the long one. And then you're going to die cut the hash mark background image. And I recommend you get an unscented dryer sheet and put it on the back of your paper. And then when you die cut it with the dryer sheet on bottom, then paper, then dye on top, you should be able to peel off the die cut image. Most, if not all, of the pieces will stick to that dryer sheet, and 0 of them will stick to your cutting plate. So you're going to cut that out. Then from your designer paper, this is where I need this. I kind of forgot and put it away. From your designer paper, you need, now if you take the single class, I'll just loosely cut, if you get it free with an order, I will loosely cut around some images like this for you. This one's no good to me because the leaf is cut off right there. Anyway, this is the first designer paper I showed that has all the things you can die cut out, and you're going to need a pear, a stem, and a set of 3 flowers for this card. You will need this double pear image for another card on today's class. So a pear, a stem, and a triple flower image. I already have one here. I got it cut out more than I needed when I was designing. And I definitely recommend cutting these apart. Otherwise your dies might overlap, and then die cut them out. What I wanted to show you is this flower here is straight on one edge. It was somewhere over here at the edge of my designer paper. You can use those images that are cut off when you're going to hide part of it behind something else on your project. So don't always think those are unusable. Like this one's not usable for the card I designed, but if that little leaf right there could get covered up, you could use that one on another project. So don't always discount those that are at the edges when it's paper like this. Okay, so you would die cut all this stuff out, but to save time, I pre-did a lot of it, and I'm just going to die cut these out right now. Actually, I'll do this one too for that other card. Okay, so let me grab, look at that. Do I even need that today though? Oh, I don't need this one today. This is on the card I'm not making on the video. Okay, I'll grab my die cut machine. Stampin' Cut and Emboss comes with everything you need to be able to die cut and emboss anything Stampin' Up sells. You don't need to purchase anything else to be able to use the machine out of the box. For die cutting, we're going to use number 1 platform and number 2, and then 2 number 3s. I have my one that I do for the bottom only that I cut on, and then I have my clear one for the top that I never cut on. I'm going to place the designer paper on the machine. It is always better, if possible, if it allows, to run your dies through long and skinny. So this would be not long and skinny. This would be wide and not skinny. This would be long and skinny for these dies. So that's the direction I'm going to run these through. It just helps cut better because it distributes the weight, or the power. What's the word? distributes the pressing down on the die. I don't know what it is. And I can't, I gotta get this further back so I can see. And then there's less chance as it's going through of it getting bumped out of place because there's just less surface area. So anytime you can do that, it might help you out. You can also use washi tape, sticky note tape, I forgot what it's called, or any kind of repositionable adhesive to hold your die cuts or your dies down as you run it through the die cut machine. I have trouble with the dryer sheet sticking to my die cuts. Karen, unscented. Unscented is, where did my thing go? Somebody stole mine. Somebody stole something. What the heck? Okay, whatever. Unrelated to this video. I think Scott stole the thing I keep under my die cut machine. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Karen, did you hear me? Hashtag waffle fries. Yes, that's the best description I've heard. Waffle fries is what this little hash mark thingy background looks like. So we can make some good waffle fries from it too. Get our old hamburger stamp set out. That's a great one. Chick-fil-A waffle fries. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, y'all. Hot and cold constantly. But I did see a video recently that said women in menopause can have hot flashes, then all of a sudden they're cold. It's like a whole thing. Okay, so we have all these little pieces die cut out for this card. The only stamping on this one is going to be for our greeting. Lisa taking a long weekend here in Boise, Idaho, which will include lots of Stampin' Up stuff. Yes. Yay, Lisa. Love it. Okay, I'm going to grab the greeting. What is this card? I'm going to put congratulations on this one. And ignore... Oh, by the way, let me show y'all. Look at all the stuff I fit in here. Look at all the stuff I fit in this $1.25 container. I got 6 ink pads. I did have to turn them a little different because, again, this is a tiny bit smaller than the one I use normally that's almost $10 each or something. I don't know. 6 ink pads. All these stamps. I have this one upside down because I hate it. It makes me infuriated when this, the bottom of a stamp gets stuck to the top of a clear block. Plus, if you have Sharpie on there, it will come off on your stamp if it gets stuck on there. But anyway, it's upside down. And 2 sponge daubers and these pens and this for my watercoloring. Look at that. Pretty good. Okay. $1.25. So let me grab Secret C ink and congratulations. I think I pulled it out and then I'll put it back. And ignore the fact that I have colors written on here that are unrelated. I did not have time to be cleaning these off for this video today. Okay, congratulations. Tap, tap, tap only on the stamp pad. Press firm but not too hard. If it's a little bit crooked, pretend it's not. And there's congratulations. So it says just a nice, I don't know why it's not focusing good today. Nice, fancy, what's that word? Cursive. Nice fancy cursive. See, Corinne, thank you. I'm like, why am I freezing most of the time? And then all of a sudden I go from freezing to take all the clothes off. Why? Okay, so we got everything except now we're going to do these 2 parts. So on this piece here, this embossed 2-tone cardstock, it's 2-tone for a reason. I like to designate a piece of scratch paper for my sanding. This is a sanding block. It's in my Amazon store if you need to find one. There's a link to my Amazon store right now in the video up here on YouTube, down here on Facebook, up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube. Anyway, it's a sanding block. And I have a nice piece, big piece of scratch paper because when you sand paper, it gives lots of trash, dirt, something. And you sand off that top layer. Don't go too hard or you might rip your paper apart. And it reveals white inside. And by the way, the two-tone is lighter on one side. This is light daffodil and that's dark. See the difference? So you can also use it just to get those two different tones of one color. You can tear it and reveal the white inside. You can sand it like this, like an embossed piece, like I'm doing. There's lots of techniques you can do with two-tone cardstock. By the way, the two tones, Stampin' Up! Has told us from the beginning, are not necessarily an exact match. If you put the two-tone, for example, daffodil next to real Daffodil Delight cardstock, they might be slightly off, but they'll coordinate. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then this Mossy Meadow cardstock here, I told you about it before. I'm going to tear one edge off the long side, just about like a 1/4 inch or less. I'm tearing off. I'm pulling toward me, moving both hands down as I go to control the tear. I don't want this one all messy and big because it's going to be a tight fit to be behind this yellow. And I don't really want to glue it to the yellow yet, the daffodil. But I'm going to place it here so I can see where to tear it on this side and not be too skinny. So just right there, just a very small amount. This paper is thick. It's thick. Make sure you measure that when you tear it. Evening Primrose or Black Cohosh supplements help. I gotta write this down, Kelly. Or a prescription estradiol cream. Girl, literally, I gotta write all that down. Or you need to text me, Kelly. Text me. I'm tearing the tiniest amount off, so it's kind of hard because it's thick paper. Mossy Meadow. Okay. Okay, so we got the twin edges. Now I'm going to use my thumb and curl these up a little bit. Does not need to be perfect. Yeah, I forgot, Tina, that it's a holiday weekend. Thank you, Kelly. I'm like, I got to write down a note to text Kelly and ask her what she said. So this does not need to be perfect. Just little curling it up toward the tear. And then the last thing we'll do is add some ink on the edges. So another secret consumer tip I have is I don't use the Mossy Meadow ink pad. I love Stampin' Up's products. They're the best. I only use Stampin' Up unless we don't sell it. You know, period. I only use Stampin' Up. I'm doing it 23 years. But that Mossy Meadow ink pad, I don't like her. It dries, like there's something about the ink. I don't know. Science. It gets real hard. So I always use Old Olive in place of Mossy Meadow. Just FYI. So I'm using Old Olive, but you can use Mossy if you want. But I've got a sponge dauber here, and I'm just going to now add ink to the edges. I just want this edge to be nice and distressed and kind of antique-y looking. So that is all the steps to get this little piece of paper that's barely going to show on our card. Karen, you need to come see me in real life and bring your dryer sheets with me, because there's something's wrong, because I know so many people who, maybe we need your machine too though, because I don't know if your machine's too strong or what. Anyway, I know so many people who use the dryer sheets and don't have that issue. I did that over scratch paper just in case, because sometimes these will shed. These things, sponge daubers, will shed little pieces of the sponge. And then if you do swipe it, there's ink on those. So just in case. Okay, now I can put this card together. So first off is or for me right now. Instructions may say something different. Brittany, no. Brittany, no. 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 Go lay down. I'm trying to get her not to even come over here in the first place, y'all. Go lay down. No. I know what she's going to do. I have all this stuff over here to the left. No. Which I need during the video, and she's going to lay on top of it and go to sleep. Move. Oh, no. Or knock it off, which also makes me irritated. She did like a circle around and went back. Okay. Designer paper to our Secret C card base. Secret C. Okay. I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet just in case I go off the edges. This will protect my work surface from any excess adhesive. So now the Daffodil Delight that was sanded gets attached to the Mossy Meadow that was torn and sponged. And then this is going to go straight down the center of my card. Hello. Front and center. Then I'll go ahead and put the circle on. I'm going to use my mini Stampin' Dimensionals. We carry them in mini and regular size, but I just love the minis. And so this is the largest circle from Stylish Shapes in Basic White. I'm going to just put 4 on there. This circle will go toward the top and center. Then I'm looking at my sample. My next layer is the leaves. So again, silicone craft sheet. You could use liquid glue or whatever glue works for you. And yes, Kelly, thank you. So I'm not going to press too hard when I start laying this stuff on here because I'm basically making like a little collage. And I want to be able to move it around a little bit if I want. The waffle fries hashtag thingy background. I'm just putting some adhesive down on one side of it, not stressing about, this camera's messing me up today, if it has the little spider web things in between, which are right there, because most of that's going to get hidden on this card. So I'm going to put that approximately here. The leaves to the right, hash mark to the left. My little flowers, I think they're going to go behind the hash mark, and I'm hiding that cut off piece. My pear, I'm going to put it together. So I've got the stem separate from the pear. Put that together lightly, and then I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to it. And this is where I'll look before I put that down permanent to see if I want to move any of this stuff that's going to be behind the pear. But mini dimensionals on the pear. And just going to see. Scoot the leaves over to the right a little bit. That looks fine. So now I'll press. So everything's just kind of a background behind the pear, the large pear there. These two little flowers, I usually just do stuff like this with my silicone craft sheet and adhesive, like this. Stamp and seal, of course. But I will admit that I did this that way on my sample, my other sample, and one of the flowers kept falling off. So I was like, forget it. And I put a glue dot on it. So just, but I think I just didn't get enough adhesive on it. I think I have plenty on these two. But they're tiny flowers, these tiny petal pink flowers. So you might want a glue dot, you might want liquid glue, or you might do what I just did. I think these will be fine today. I'm putting the 2 flowers at the base of the stem of the pear. No clue where flowers actually grow on a pear tree. I could have Googled it, but I did not. I am placing, one dimensional on the right back of congratulations and adhesive on the left back of congratulations. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm going to put it down here to the bottom right of the pear, hanging off the circle onto the designer paper. And then I need a bow. Gems. Okay, so I'm going to make a bow with my Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon. By the way, I forgot to say this. It's just called Mossy Meadow and Gold, but it's dark. It's like Mossy Meadow on one side and more gold on the other, or you could even call it Granny Apple Green. Like you could make it match with other Stampin' Up colors, but it is like a different color on each side. So I'm making sure the darker is on the outside here, but then when you tie it, it's like one of those ribbons that's a different color on one side. So each tail is a different color. It doesn't really bother me that much with this particular, I forgot to say how I did the bow. With this particular ribbon, it doesn't bother me that much because it's not a crazy color difference, but I'll show you how to twist it around if it does bother you. And let me just say how to make a bunny ears bow. So 2 bunny ears. I'll leave it attached to the roll if I can. Lots of space. Paper stuck to me. Lots of space between the 2 ears right here in the middle. 1 ear is in each hand between forefinger and thumb. Those fingers are all pointing at me, so I keep the ribbon nice and flat and untwisted at any point. Cross the right loop or right ear over the left one. Push that right one down into the rabbit hole with your finger and then pull. And of course, you'll need to adjust it. Okay, so once you get your bow made and it's the size you want and all the stuff, you'll have one tail that is the wrong color, and you just can twist it around like I just did to make it be the right color. Okay, and then this bow, I'll use a mini glue dot from Stampin' Up. I like to tie this ribbon around it to keep this paper from flying all over the place and exposing all my glue dots. I reveal 1 dot, actually physically press and bend the paper down so that the dot is now exposed up, and I can just press into it and pull up without touching the dot. This dot's going to go down here at the corner of congratulations, like that. And then my stamp, take your pick tool. I don't know what I was about to call that. These are those low profile dots. I'm going to use Secret C. These are, again, super sparkly in real life. I'm going to put a large and small over here on the right of the white circle and a small one over here on the kind of, I guess I'll put it there, bottom left of the white circle. And that is card number 1. Woohoo! Thank you, Corinne. Thanks, Tyra. Corinne, I'm going to read this. Well, I was talking about worked, but $600 a month, and I get samples from my doctor. Oh, yeah, no, no, $600 a month. We're talking about hot flashes in case anybody missed that part of the conversation. What works for hot and cold flashes in menopause? Please send your help. Send help. All right, that's card number 1. Remember, this is a class. I'm selling it. You can get it free. Many ways to get it. You can read about it in this video description right now. There's a link in the video description right now. And, I forgot one thing. I put the yellow dots on the center of the pink flower. And you can read about it on the blog at 11 a.m. Central today. 2 small darling duckling low profile dots in the centers of these flowers. When you die cut these little pink flowers, it does put a hole in the middle. So you probably want to cover that up. Okay, there we go. Card number 1. Card 1. Go to pharmacy, import on your cruise. Ooh, Kelly. True that. True that. Import, right? Yes. I said part. Thank you, Lucinda. Thank you, Kelly. All right, let's go to card number 2. Card number 2. This one is a Secret C card base, also. Secret C, 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to fold the front backwards in half all the way to the left. In half. I don't remember if I said the word half. So all the way in half. It is a Z fold card, super easy, simple cutting, and your friends will be so impressed with your skills. You didn't even need a special paper trimmer or like die cut for that one. Okay, it's the same size card, of course. Then you'll have a piece of basic white to go on the inside. You will cut or be supplied, depending on how you take the class, a piece of the designer paper. This is one of my favorite designs, the like yellow mustardy background. I think they're calling it Darling Duckling, and it might, this is Darling Duckling paper. See, it's just a tiny bit darker than real Darling Duckling. Tiny bit darker, like a nice old-fashioned mustard with flowers and pears all over. Anyway, that little strip is going to go on the front left flap there. So you'll cut that down yourself. Then we're going to have pre-die cut for you a Nested Essentials dies, large in Secret C, the next size down in basic white. This is that coffin shape from Nested Essentials dies. A second must-have dies to your collection. And then you're going to die cut the waffle fries hash mark out of white again, dryer sheet recommended. You're going to die cut the branch again from Granny Apple Green this time. You can see those details a little bit better on this one with the lines and the leaves and stuff. And then you're going to die cut the small white label. Got that beveled edge on it. Okay, so that's all that. Yes. Now, this one we're going to stamp. So depending on if you get the 4 cards or the 8 cards class, you're going to get a large piece of white or a small piece of white for a scrap. And for this card, you need to make one of these cards. You need 2 of the small pear stamped images, and we will fill it in. I'm going to stamp it on a separate piece of paper there. So we need 2 of those. I'm going to grab some scraps because I forgot. This one will do for this. Oh, and then you also have a scrap of, what's this color? Darling Duckling paper. Okay, so stamping. We need stamp our greeting as well. We need Secret C, Granny Apple Green, Cajun Craze, Darling Duckling, and Pecan Pie. I think those are, oh no, I also want Old Olive. Okay, these are all the colors for this card. These colors here. Okay, and first things first, pumpkin pie. I mean, pecan pie. Did I say pumpkin before? Pecan pie. They both have the word pie in them, so easily confused here. Stamps. You need 2 of these. So I do... Yes, I do recommend you stamp the outline first on this one, I think. Trying to remember what I did. And then for the inside, the filler, I'm using Granny Apple Green. I did try using the sponge dauber and adding a color to these small ones after I inked it with one color. And I also tried on the small ones, inking it and then rolling it on a stamp pad. And I decided for me, for this card, it was better to do one color because you get so much variation if you just ink it. You see how much darker it is there? It's the texture of the stamp that's giving you less ink where it's lighter. And that's the look we're going for. So just tap, tap, tap. Don't try to make this side dark. That's incorrect. I have to move this where I can see, sorry. And then align it with the outline image and stamp down. See how much variation you get. And I will say also I did re-ink Granny Apple Green yesterday. Is my alignment perfect? No. Does it matter? No. Okay, so you need 2 of those. And then let me use that. Then I'm going to take Cajun Craze and another sponge dauber. I'm going to get some ink on here. Grab my scratch paper. Yeah, I don't want too much ink on this sponge dauber. And I'm just going to, by hand, add some, just using the edge of the sponge dauber, add a little Cajun Craze ink to the pear. This could also be done directly to the stamp, but it will remove a lot of the green, so it'll give you a different effect. So it just depends on what you're going for. Here, I'll show that other one in a minute, but anyway, there you go. And I don't think they should all look exactly the same because then that'd be weird because all pears are not, I mean, for any fruit, they're not all the same, right? Okay, so there's that part. Then I'm going to add, because there's no stamp to fill in the color on the leaves and stems on this particular image. Can't remember if I need this again. So I could use Stampin' Blend. I could do anything I want. Pencils, Stampin' Blends, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to use a water painter or an aqua painter. Again, I have these linked. We don't sell these anymore. I have one in my Amazon store. There's a link to go to my Amazon store right now in the video. So what this is a paintbrush. You can also just use a paintbrush and a little bowl of water. You can use a painter like this where you unscrew this, put water in the barrel, and then when you squeeze, water flows through to the tip. And then have a paper towel handy to wipe. This is just regular white cardstock, so this is just some super quick coloring. I want the color pretty diluted. I'm using Old Olive for these leaves. Now, yes, the pecan pie ink could bleed if you get it too wet because it's water-based, so just be very quick about it. We're not trying to be, or I'm not trying to be the best artist in the world. But to me, this also, another reason I'm doing this is the style matches this style better. Y'all can get as fancy as you want. Then I'll clean it off on scratch paper and I'll go to pecan pie. And just a very little, get my readers on, this little branch. By the way, I really would recommend you do this after you die cut, because if you slip on the die cutting, you have to do it all over again. So really do it after you die cut, but whatever. Here's an one I made yesterday as well. Okay, so that's how you do that. Thank you, Karen. I agree about this suite. It's so pretty. I think I didn't order any of it at first. I was like, I mean, it's pears. Do I need that? No. But then, I don't know. It grew on me, honestly, without even really seeing a lot of samples. So, just the paper is I do need to die cut that other one out, but first let me do my greeting. I'm going to say hello on this card in Secret C on that little label. That one I stamped good. Got lucky. Okay. Then on this scrap here of Darling Duckling cardstock, I'm going to stamp. Thank you, Kelly, by the way. Thank you, thank you. These flowers. So Darling Duckling ink, Darling Duckling paper, outline flowers, the 3. And then there's the one image with the 3 dots that are, I have to figure out the direction here. Yeah, I think it's like that. Anyway, they are positioned so that they will go in the center of each flower. Can't tell if it's blurry. Anyway, so I'm going to die cut that out as well. Do I need anything? Oh yeah, I'm going to stamp one more thing with these 2 colors. Okay, so then this is one of those, as you know, Z fold cards. So we have this white piece on the inside and we got the Z fold. So part of that's going to show on the front. So down here in the bottom right hand corner, I want to stamp the large pear in Granny Apple Green. Again, you get a ton of color variation. I kind of did that. I'm going to do it one more time. I want a little more at the top so it looks more like a pear. A little more of that shape at the top. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to also add, you can clean up little pieces of adhesive you've gotten stuck to your Glass Mat Studio with the chamois that comes with the Glass Mat Studio. So, tip there. Okay, so I have that, and then I'm going to use the, I can't remember, let me look. Yeah, this guy's going to need to be cleaned before the next card. Anyway, the splatter stamp, though, I'm getting this cleaned real quick. I'm going to take Darling Duckling ink and the splatter stamp and add a little splatter around the pear. I don't want full strength, so I'm going to ink it up, stamp it on scratch paper, and then stamp 2 or 3 times around the pear. And then repeat that however many times is needed. I went a little crazy on this one. That's a little too much, but we'll let it stay. That's a little much. That's fine. Okay. All right. Let me die cut out one more of these and these flowers. Scissors. I don't want to ruin the rest of this white cardstock here or my stamped image, so I'm going to cut it out before I die cut. Yeah, I'm going to cut it just like before. Hey, Dana, good morning. Good to see you here. I have to get, when I'm doing this die cutting, I have to get all my hair out of the way so that when I lean over, it doesn't fall into the paper, basically. Which one stamped better? This one stamped a little better. Let's try it first. I like how almost all of our dies now just hug the stamped image. There's the top plate. So it's to me, it makes alignment easier. We used to have a white border, so you would have to get the white border even all the way around. And now most of our stamps don't have that. It just hugs the image pretty much perfectly, so it makes it easier to align it. But for me, I don't know about y'all, I have to be right on top of it to do that. Like, I can't be looking at it from a back or front angle, or else it will be like it will distort my vision. Okay. Okay, I think we have all the stuff to put this one together. Lots of pieces here. Okay, so first I'm going to put the piece on the inside, the basic white with the pear stamped down in the corner. Yes, Kelly says I like less white border when die cutting. Same here. So there's the inside, and then the designer paper on the edge, on the front left flap. And let me attach the two die cut labels together. Basic white to Secret Sea, that coffin shape. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and assemble this guy here before putting that on the card. That time, like 2 pieces stuck inside. Not bad at all. I'm looking at my card. Okay, so, and I'm yawning. Flat. I have the yellow flowers, 1 set of pears, and the Granny Apple Green branch. Oh, and the hash mark. So again, I'm just putting adhesive right down the middle of that hash mark, and it'll get hidden. Okay, so I'm going to place the flowers first, top right-ish, not quite all the way to the top right. Then the first set of pears flat, overlapping that a little bit, but let me scooch under the pears down here to the left, the hash mark thing. Then going across here, this time coming down from the top toward the bottom right is the branch. So the leaves are down toward the bottom right and the beginning part is top left. I'll see if all that's where I want when I put the dimensionals on the last set of pears and position them. Hey, Eleanor. Thank you, Eleanor. Okay, so this pear. Oh, yeah. Part of this with the hash mark and leaves is also going to get hidden by our greeting. So, yeah, I think all that's good. And I'm putting these other pears toward the top left a little bit, overlapping a little bit the flowers and all the other previous stuff with dimensionals. Now, for my greeting, before I glue it down, I'm going to add ribbon to the back of it. So first I'm going to add adhesive all the way across the back of hello. Then I'm going to fold this ribbon back and forth, but it's going to be really small back and forth. Probably about that much. So about about 4 inches or so, 4 inches approximately. If you want to measure it, I would not measure it, but I would just do this. I've got it folded back and forth. I'm going to stick hello to it. I'm going to see if that looks like the amount I want. It does. I'm going to trim this end. Super cute. And then I'm going to add dimensionals to that, making sure they overlap that ribbon to hold it in place, and or add any extra adhesive if needed to hold that ribbon down. You don't want it to pop out of the card later. And then the greeting goes down here toward the bottom left. Right there. So now we have this nice little thing. I don't know what you call those, but like this grouping. And this piece goes on the card with Stampin' Dimensionals on the back left half only of the Secret C. So I just flipped it upside down top to bottom there so I can see visually where to place the dimensionals so that they are not falling over here to the right. Okay. I almost got the leaf too low, so that's one thing you need to watch out for, is if you get your little branch too low, it'll hang off the bottom of the card. So I have all that. Last but not least, my gems. I'm using the low profile sparkle dots. I'm going to do green mossy meadow up here, top left corner, so on the white cardstock. All of these colors I think are gonna, you can fake them to be other colors, because honestly this is even brighter than mossy meadow really. But anyway, there's card number 2. Card number 2. Thank you, Elner. So this one is stamped pears instead of designer paper pears like the last card. Let's notice more subtle, demure dots on this card. Extra cat hair though. More subtle right there. I like that better. Went a little heavy-handed on this one, but anyway. Okay, there's card number 2, part of this class. Remember, if you buy the class, you do make 2 of each card, so it's going to be start looking like this. And you do need the dies, but we'll be cutting all the cardstock pieces for you and all the stuff. Okay, card number 3. Card number 3. This one is a mossy meadow card base. Now I'm going to show you card number 4 too, which is a pretty simple card, but I personally love the coloring on it. It uses one of my favorite designer papers from the pack though, so of course. Okay, we're going to fold this mossy meadow in half. It'll be a portrait card just like the last 2 as well, portrait up and down. You're going to cut down your designer paper if the packet is supplied. This is the pattern that's mossy meadow with a mossy meadow pattern on this back, or on, not on the back, with a light mossy meadow pattern. Maybe kind of old olive really. Anyway, you're going to cut that down and attach it to the front. Then we will supply you this rectangle of Cajun Craze for the front there. And then you'll cut down the back side of the same pattern of designer paper. That's the basic beige background with pears and branches and flowers all over it. The pears are mostly red and yellow, so it matches that Cajun Craze gorgeously. And that designer paper will go on top. Again, if you want the measurements for these cards only, along with the supply list, they will be emailed out tomorrow. So make sure you sign up for my email newsletter right now, because it's 9 a.m. tomorrow, no resends. Okay, then we will cut for you this basic white label. Got that nice decorative border edge. It's not fancy, it's just etched into it, a decorative edge. That rectangle of basic white from the awesome textured notes dies. I think at least one of mine, actually it might be over here. Yeah, one of them's not in there right now. We were using it for another class. But anyway, this is the one we used right there. I got the measurement in the video tomorrow. Texture Notes dies. They're rectangles. They're amazing. You definitely want to add that to your list also. Let's stick this one back in here. Okay. Hey, Hilda, thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks, Tyra. Nice focal point. Thank you, Karen. You're so nice. Thanks, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, so we have all that. Then we're going to have our scrap of white. Again, depending on which class you get, which packet. For this card, we need one large green pear and one large yellow and red pear. And then 2 stems, one for each leaf. So I'm going to grab my own scrap and stamp those now for you. And then we'll die cut them out, obviously. This is a bigger scrap than I need, but it's fine. Okay, so we got the pear. The outline of the pear. The stem and the outline of the stem. Oh, and I am going to add what am I going to add? Oh, aqua painter. I'm going to add some brown with the painter. Okay. I'm trying to remember all the colors I used. Everything. Yep, all these. Okay. First off, let me just do this greeting and get it out of my way. I'm going to use Secret Sea ink at the very bottom center of this rectangle, which is portrait, so up and down. I'm going to stamp in Secret Sea, a good friend is a gift. Secret Sea ink. Sorry, everything's off camera today. I'm just doing that there so I can see. But should have been on camera. Okay, so I played around with lots of different outlines and what color, not coloring really, but how to stamp these pears. I didn't like the dark outline from what I was doing. This is Secret Sea outline with green inside, and then I tried dark with the light pears and da-da-da-da. I tried a lot of stuff. This is what I came up with that I liked for this card best. I'll do the green one first. So on this pear, the green one, my outline is going to be Old Olive. And this is probably more related to the colors that I chose. I tried adding colors kind of like the first one, like small ones, to the green on this filler piece. And I just ended up liking it better, just stamping it in Granny Apple Green, the solid one that's distinctive. You're going to get a lot of variation when you do that. And that's what I did for my green. Sorry. Gosh. The camera down here where I'm stamping. Okay. Okay. So that's the green one. That's it. Let me go ahead and do these stems right now while I have this out. Now for the stems, did I do Granny? I thought I did. I'm going to stamp these stems in Old Olive. I'm going to do 3 here. I need 2. I don't think I did Granny Apple Green. I'm going to test this. I did not. I did Old Olive. I like olive for the leaves. The leaves are not all bright like that. They're supposed to be darker. Okay. Okay, I'm using my Simply Chamois here to clean my pears off to do the next color. The outline of the next pair will be Cajun Craze. Don't press hard on these ink pads. Tap, tap, tap. Then this pair, I am going to use 2 colors of ink. And again, I tried sponging. And for this one, I liked it better to do it this way. So I'm inking up the pear in Darling Duckling. And then I am going to roll it. We used to call this rock and roll. But anyway, I'm rolling it on the Cajun Craze to get ink on the left side. What I found is if I just rolled the edge, that looked terrible when I stamped it. You can see that line right there. So I had to be a little more, I don't know what the word is, but lay it on there more, but yet not all the way. This gave me closest to the effect I wanted on this pair. When I did that with the greens, I didn't like it. I don't know. I think the greens weren't different enough or something. So there it is. So it was Darling Duckling first, then Cajun Craze. Most importantly, if you're going to make more than one, you have to clean this every time or you're going to get this dark reddish color all over your yellow ink pad and ruin it. So that's that. And then I had a forgetful moment there for a minute, but for the stems and leaves, it's it's 2 stamps total, but it does the stem and leaves. So anyway, I used Old Olive for both parts, just full strength Old Olive. So I stamped the outline in Old Olive, and then I added the filler in Old Olive. I think I just re-inked this Old Olive since I made my samples. It's a little darker, but it's fine. But I know I did not stamp it off, so. And then, oh, Tyra says I really like that greeting. Yes, it's a good one. The way they styled it also is really good. Okay, so then I just went in with the Aqua Painter. Again, I have a link to one since we don't sell it anymore in my Amazon store. And just added a little brown right on top of this green stem. And then I'll die cut it out. I actually stamped these better today, so there's less like holes in the image to be brown. I aligned it almost perfectly. I did not do that yesterday, so whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so now time to die cut these out. This one is a reject. Machine felt weird, but I think it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna die cut these out. And run it through twice. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to stamp in the 2 different colors, where's my top plate? You could do that by using the sponge dauber to apply the ink directly to the stamps, or a water-based marker. Couldn't find my top plate. Or you could ink it with like green and then use a Q-tip and remove the green and use a marker to add the brown. There's lots of ways you can get the 2 colors on one stamp. But I didn't want to do all that. So there's what it looks like. It's just barely got a little brown in the middle, but you know, it's subtle and it looks fine. And this one's cut a little bit off, but pretend that didn't happen. Nobody say anything. I was very distracted by not being able to find the top plate. Okay, so I got this one out. So I'm very hungry. I'm very hungry. It is almost 11, so that tracks. I'm surprised someone else who's laying on the table now, right over there, because Scott left the room. So she's like, finally, you left and I can lay on my table. I'm surprised she's not telling me it's lunchtime. Y'all know what I mean. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's put it together. I will add the back designer paper. First to the Mossy Meadow card base. Then second designer paper, which is the flip side of that one, to this Cajun Craze cardstock. This card, by the way, went through several modifications or versions. I thought I had like a genius idea and it looked so bad. But I still used the same paper. There's actually sticky on my original sample on the front of this paper from what I tried that was dumb. My dimensionals. Anyway, so that's why I can't just design on videos, because sometimes it goes through so many versions that are terrible before it gets to the decent one. Sorry, I had to turn the fan on. Having one of those moments I was talking about earlier. Okay, so the Cajun Craze cardstock is going on with dimensionals. Again, just using my minis like my favorites. This will go right in the center front of the card. So it's kind of got a little frame around. This designer paper has another designer paper frame around it, which was kind of an effect I was going for. Then more dimensionals on the back of the white label where we stamped our greeting. That goes right in the center as well. Frame upon frame upon frame. And let's assemble these pears. Put the little stems in there. Luckily, the green one goes in the back because that's the not as good cut one. So this green pear will be flat on the right side down toward the greeting, leaning to the left a little bit. Leaning to the right a little bit. And then the other one will go on the other side, leaning to the left on dimensionals. And higher up. So the right one is lower, the left one is higher. Okay. Then we just need to add our ribbon and embellishments, and card number 3 will be done. And I'll show you card 4, don't worry. So stick around. Stick around. Please. Okay, so I'm going to tie my bow just like the first card. If you missed it, go watch later. Hey, Tyra, you're hungry too. Yes. I'm glad I'm not the only one, but I'm like intensely hungry today, more than normal. Probably because I don't have any food made. Not sure what I'm going to eat. Gosh. Should have sent Scott on a mission. Okay, so it's kind of a larger bow. Again, I tied it just like I did the first one, but just not repeating those steps out loud this time. This bow I just kind of put at the bottom. Yeah, that's where I put it. Of the orange or red pear on the left. How did I do it? I did it where it showed the greeting. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of weird now. To me, it looks weird now, but whatever. That's how my sample is. Okay, and then our low profile sparkle dots. I'm getting all the scissors out. We're going to use the Mossy Meadow. A large and a small up here in the top white section. And a small down here, bottom left section. And that's card number 3. Card number 3. Let me know what y'all think. Give it a like, thumbs up, all the stuff on the watching the video just to help my algorithm if you don't mind. But you can say if you dislike the card. Thank you, Ro. Okay, so here are the first 3 cards from today. This is a class you can register for right now. And in the class, you'll make 2 of each design. And then I lost it, but then if you get the free version, you'll make 1 of each design. Here is the 4th card. Y'all ready to see it? 3rd is your favorite. Thank you, Julie. Cindy loves the pear bundle. Yes. Thanks, Lucinda. Thanks, Tyra. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Corinne. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, this is the 4th one. It is a Darling Duckling card base color. Boom, there it is. So that is one of my favorite patterns from this paper, the dark Secret Sea background. It's just a simple technique where you cut a slice in the center of the paper and then fold it back. This is the designer paper pair. And I did some splatter on this one with my marker like I've done on some recent videos lately. So that's the 4th one. You will make 2, of course, if you're taking the class. So that's it for today. Don't forget. Thank you, Eleanor. Linda's hungry for pears. I could go for cooked, I don't like raw pears that much, but cooked with cinnamon and sugar and stuff. Yes. Dessert, pear dessert. Don't forget the recipe cards will be in tomorrow's email at 9 a.m. Central. So make sure you're on my email list so you can get that, and it'll give you the measurements for the 3 I made today and the recipe card. Anyone who gets the free class or the paid class gets a full PDF tutorial also, which just a reminder real quick right here. So 2 ways to earn the free class. To earn the class, not, you know what I mean. 2 ways to get the class. Buy it, get 20 in merch, 8 cards, register by Sunday, or earn it free with a $35 order, and you'll make 4 cards and just get the pieces you need for that. So Lucinda, Kim, favorite, is that the 4th one? Wrote likes number 4. Thank you, Eleanor. Corinne, thank you. Hilda, thank you. Tyra, number 4 is your favorite. Love it. Thanks, Carol. Happy 4th, everybody. Thank you, Tyra. Yes, happy 4th. Thank you, Dana. Okay, so everybody go have a great weekend and holiday and everything else. I forgot who said she is having a fun weekend away and stamping. Do that. I'm trying to scroll back and remember. And don't forget to send me y'all's tips. Oh, yeah. Lisa Harden is on a vacation and stamping both. Thank you, Hilda. Thanks, Dana. Anyway, so have a great weekend, whatever y'all do. I will be having a team meeting on Saturday, and tomorrow I'll just be getting ready for my team meeting, but that's cool. That's what I do on the 4th. And if y'all have any questions on anything, let me know. You can go to the blog, stamptherapist.com, for lots of info as well. And yeah, I will see y'all next Thursday. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you, Eleanor. Bye.